All right, another day at JKR Builds. Well, another night, we should say. We are working on the Dodge Viper RT10. What we want to do is I'm getting some oil seepage around the PCV valve. I've been talking to some guys online. I guess this is they're normal to do that. So what I want to do is a PCV valve delete. They say to do it. A lot of guys say don't do it. So I'm not sure what way I want to go. I thought about it for a couple days, and I'm gonna go ahead and try a PCV valve delete. So what we're gonna do is take the hose from here that goes from the plenum of the intake for the vacuum to the PCV valve. We'll hook this out, unhook it here, gut out the PCV valve, then I'll run a hose over to a catch can. That's what we're going to actually run. I'll show you over here. This is what I got going on. It's just a cheap catch can, of course, off eBay. You know how much I love eBay. And what there's an in and an out. It's kind of universal. Comes with an air filter on it. I did some research. I guess there's two different type of systems. You have a pre-PCV valve system, which is where the PCV valve on certain vehicles, the gases and everything come out of your crankcase just go to like an air filter box or something. And this is the way that you would want to run it, is like that. But we, on the Dodge Viper here, is just a regular PVC valve system, where it actually, there's hoses that go from the intake to the PCV valve to suck the fumes and a little bit of oil droplets out of there. But a lot of guys on the website are saying, oh, you're sucking in junk in your engine and particles. So this is the reason why we're going to go with this. And that's more of a sealed system since it's a vacuum from the intake plenum into the PCV valve. So what we have to do is run a hose from the PCV valve onto the end here. Then on the outside over here, we want to run our vacuum line from our intake on the outside. So actually what we got to do is we got to take this off. Want to get rid of that. And to make this into a sealed system, we'll just put that fitting right here. Then we'll put the plug on top. And that pretty much makes for a sealed system there. Like so. But yeah, I'll show you the inside here real quick. Okay. So for our Dodge Viper, we want to run a sealed system on here. So by taking that air cleaner off, the PCV valve will go in here. Then hopefully the oil droplets and stuff will kind of fall down there. Then you get a little bit of dirty air that'll circulate and then come back out, sucking out to the vacuum to your intake. Inside here, you have like a coil in here. I'm going to actually add another one. This will kind of collect your particles a little bit and separate that from the oil and the gas. And there's a baffle on the inside here, so it'll only go one way, so it can't like backtrack anyways with the vacuum coming on the outside. So pretty simple setup. A lot of guys claim to go ahead with this one. So then it even comes with a dipstick here, so you can check see how much oil you're collecting. Depends on how much you're going to drive the car. Probably only have to dump it out maybe once every couple months or something. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll get this installed and see how it comes out. Alright, so what we're going to do is unhook it from here, the PCV valve. We'll unhook it up here from our intake. And what I'll probably do is I'll just probably cut the holes up here at this T, and that's where I'll run my new vacuum hose over to my catch can. I'm installing the catch can on the on the driver's side next to the master brake cylinder. That's the only place I could find. I did some research on it. It doesn't really matter how far away it's from your valve covers or not, because you always have the vacuum. So it doesn't matter how close or how far away you are. So then we'll take our PCV valve out here. We'll gut that out. We'll see how that works. We'll go fix these pieces up. Okay, what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and gut that PCV valve out. So we'll just go ahead, we'll drill the bottom of that out. That way it's just a straight on shot there. It's like so. Alright, I'll try to get that piston out here. There's like a little valve in there. There we go. That's all it is. I do believe there's a spring in there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that spring out also. There's the spring. Don't need that no more. So now we're a straight through shot on that. So we can go ahead and pop that back in the valve cover. Okay, over here on this side, this is where I'm gonna mount is in this inner fender well. I ended up drilling 2 holes in there. Some of my friends are gonna cry about that again. They hate it when I drill holes in the Dodge Viper, but hey, I'm gonna enjoy it, have fun, whatever it takes. I'm driving it, I'm not saving it for no one. I'm not a car taker for the next person, so I'm gonna redline it, drop the clutch, burn off the tires. I'm gonna have fun, boys. But anyways, I thought this would be my best spot to mount this, so work out good right here. Yeah, I looked up on YouTube quite a bit, and there really isn't no videos on how to do a PCV valve delete on a Dodge Viper. So I thought I'd kind of go a little slower. Do one up on it. I had to do some research too. I'm not no master mechanic, and I really didn't understand the difference between a pre-PCV valve and a regular PCV valve system, so I had to research it. And after I researched it, actually I do kind of remember learning that in school way back 40 some years ago, but just you forget things. Mounted here. There we go. I think that's going to work out really good right here. Be out of the way of everything. That's some pretty good fine thread on there. Kind of hard to get her started. We got our oil dipstick. Alright, we can go ahead and run our rubber hose next. Okay, this is the old factory line here, so we just want to reuse this tee. There we go. That was on there. Okay, we'll go ahead and go back to the car. We'll install this stuff here. Alright. So we can put our PCV valve in here that's now gutted out. It's just a straight through shot. We'll add our stock intake line here to our intake plenum for the vacuum. Just like so. Now what I want to do is run a hose from my PCV valve over to that catch can. This hose doesn't want to work with me. Alright, so it'll go on there like this. Try to just run that right underneath here, like so. Then this one here, it's going to go to the catch can into the outside, which will suck vacuum through that can to catch all our nasty gases and stuff. Okay. So that one right there is to our PCV valve, so we want that to go on to the end. Then this is going to be our vacuum for our intake, and we want that to go on the outside here. And that's pretty much it. So when the car starts up and running, the vacuum, instead of sucking right out of the PCV valve, now the vacuum's going to go through this hose onto the outside, and it's going to create a vacuum inside this can, going through the baffle inside the can through this hose to the PCV valve on the valve cover. So when that gets vacuum, it's going to suck all them gases and oils through this line into the catch can, and hopefully the particles will drop in the can with the oil drops. Then you get a fresher air that comes out that sucks back into your intake engine. So hopefully it runs a little bit better, smoother, not sucking in all that dirty oil and junk. So we'll try it out, we'll see how it works. We'll put a few 100 miles on it, then we'll check that can and we'll kind of see what happens. But that's how you do a PCV valve delete on a Dodge Viper. Thanks again for watching. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you.